So Tony, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'd just like to ask you what you're seeing trend-wise at ATA this year and in the industry generally in telehealth and telemedicine.
Yeah. Well, in general, we are seeing, we look at it through Numera's point of view when we come to these shows, and we're seeing that the population that telehealth is trying to serve in telemedicine in general is becoming more technologically savvy, more mobile. They're looking for more individualized care, and we're trying to augment our offerings. I think most of the vendors here on the floor are trying to augment their offerings to really finally understand the individual and just not the clinical state of what telemedicine's promise is, which is to reduce costs and make better care available outside a clinical setting. And I think a lot of people here are getting more focused on, as we are, on what does that mean for the patient from a lifestyle perspective.
And what in particular is Numera focused on at this show and in 2013?
Yeah, so we think that this is the year in the next really 12 to 18 months where some services that have a very good foothold that really do constitute care, things like personal emergency response services that are established but they're really working off kind of an antiquated base of technology, are going to make the jump to mobile. And I think it's also the year that the convergence of those people that are receiving things like PERS services are going to expand out to using telemedicine technologies to manage chronic conditions and the like in a home setting.
And you've got a partnership with AT&T that you're working on your new product. Is that?
We do. We've got two announced partnerships with AT&T. Okay. One is with our Libris product that will be launching next month commercially. AT&T is the carrier that we ride on the data plan for and the data and voice plan. So they're embedded as a partner into the device itself to give us cellular coverage. This device is mobile PERS. So basically, the technology around PERS for the last decades has been radio-based. A panel sits in the home, somebody wears a pendant. When they fall, they push the button. Libris is far more than that. It's mobile, so it's on the cell network, so they can be used outside the home, where 40% of the falls occur. It can be used to do location services. So if somebody's moving outside of their home, they can be found by not only a caregiver but their loved ones. It doesn't require a button push. So a lot of the time when people fall, they're incapacitated, they're knocked unconscious, or they're unable to take the action of pushing a button. Or frankly, they're just confused.
Okay.
And this will automatically detect the fall and then call the call center on the behalf of the person that needs help. Where this is going is a convergence of telecare, which is traditionally where PERS fits, and telemedicine, because this can also serve as a gateway for biometric readings like blood pressure and weight. It has Bluetooth technology in and then uses a cell network, which really gets us more into what Numera's traditional business has been on the telehealth side. So that's what we're focused on here at the show.
Okay. So then the target patient population is younger than it's not exclusive to the mid 80-year-old patients.
That's really our partners. How we're going to market with the platform is through this existing ecosystem of monitoring service providers, people who have these populations that are already under some level of monitored care. And what we're going to do there is they're looking at this saying, geez, if I had an option that wasn't homebound, that was something I could only offer to somebody who was going to be operating within a couple hundred feet of the base station, I could capture a new market. I could capture people who are interested in their activity, who still are mobile. How do I move PERS into being a lifestyle maintenance device before the first fall occurs, as opposed to something that I get prescribed or acquire after the fall occurs, when the risk is much higher for repeat falls.
So looking forward into 2014, 1 year from now at the ATA show, what do you think people will be talking about? Any trend that is now that's going to be bigger next year, or something that's under the radar now that folks will be focused on next year?
Yeah. Well, they're certainly going to be talking about us. That's our objective. So hopefully that would be something that is getting the attention. But I do think the continued realization in the market and the telemedicine, we've been doing this since 2002 as a company in the the telehealth side, if that's what we refer to it as. In the beginning, and really up until the recent years, that was a very clinic-focused, provider-focused. I have a population that's costing me a lot of money to take into the system and provide services for, and how do I move them out? That's certainly going to be a continuing trend with the changes in reimbursement. But really, to make that successful, I think you're hearing it now, and it'll continue to be the dialogue, is what does it mean for the patient from a lifestyle perspective? What value am I adding to the person's life who might be part of this? So participating in a chronic condition program, for example, right now, the biggest problem is engagement. How do I keep them doing this? And it's because it's not interesting. Mm-hmm. It's not as interesting as it could be. And so with Libris, with things like what we're doing with Numera Social, our platform to involve friends and family in the engagement of people around healthcare, other people are doing things as well in that area. You're going to start making this more interesting to the person participating, right, which I think is fundamental. And I think that'll take the ATA and its affiliates a lot further in the marketplace.
Okay. Could you talk a little bit about Numera Social and
Sure.
What that offers?
Yeah, sure. It's a platform that was developed really using some of the tenets of the Facebook architecture, but it's all designed around being a white-labeled platform that, if you think of a traditional chronic condition management platform, there's a provider view that has a panel of patients. Each patient has conditions that are being tracked, and the person who is consuming that information is taking an action on what they see. And they're getting information and it's objective and subjective, and they're making determination on what do I do here. The traditional system, what we found, totally ignores a huge section of the influencers of somebody who's in one of these programs, which are the friends and the family right, of people around them, people that exist in today's world within that individual's social graph. So we went about the challenge to say, how do we create a platform that is available to the same customer group, the providers running chronic condition management programs, but is an element, a layer of that allows the person to invite in their friends and family in a fun, engaging way. So for example, if I'm under a blood pressure control, I'm a hypertensive and I'm under management, if you will, by a provider, that provider has sporadic contact with that individual. How do I make it so that person can invite in their mother, their brother, their friend into a platform? Instead of calling it a hypertension program, call it, 100 days to lower my blood pressure. Create a challenging plan around that can be created by the provider using their content that makes it fun and allows other people to influence that person along their path to getting more healthy. They didn't have an option on the market that they could brand with their brand.
Right.
And so we're out there offering that platform to these networks so they can have a branded experience, but engage more people, and hopefully we see the success rates go up on chronic condition management.
So it's all about getting more support for the patient's health improvement in the community with the friends and family involved.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, if you think about how this really works in the real life, when we want to improve our health or we have a condition we're trying to manage, we have far more contact points on a daily basis with people that live in our house or our friends or our children than we have with our doctor.
Right.
Yet the entire telemedicine structure today is built around the doctor-patient relationship. Right. It seems contradictory, yet technology isn't adequately serving that area of bringing those people into the loop in a convenient social way that also still maintains the data privacy requirements, the PHI requirements, the HIPAA compliance that you need in this industry. We grew up as a Class 2 FDA cleared system, and so we come from that deep-rooted technologic base of telemedicine. Making it a little bit lighter, making it more consumer directed, but with the same purpose, seemed like a natural extension for us. And us being all B2B, all licensed platform products, allowing people to augment their brand with it, the customer to put their brand on it, right, make it their own, with our expertise is our strategy.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes with us today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.